good sign.
What's happening? I don't have power. Can you hear me?
You know when you tell me to go steady, I'm not going to go steady.
Yeah. Go on. Get it, girl. Get it.
Get in there, Lewis. Fantastic weekend all round. Really, really solid.
Great job, everyone. What a weekend.
Welcome to this week's SGSB podcast. I'm John.
I'm Vince.
I'm Braden.
And Braden is recording the call. Good.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we get that one in for the YouTubes. So we had quite possibly the most exciting race I've seen in a while this weekend in Azerbaijan. Would you guys care to agree with me on that?
I would say it was eventful. I wouldn't say it was necessarily the most exciting race of the year. Because I was falling asleep part of the way through it.
Oh, so you don't think it was even the most exciting race that's happened this year?
I don't think so, no.
Really? What would you put above it?
I don't know. The first race?
I mean, the first race was good, but I'm jumping ahead of myself. I've been so excited to talk about this.
I mean, it was good. It was an emotional roller coaster of a race.
I will say
100%.
that. I will say.
Well, I'm with Braden. I'm gonna jump ahead too, but yeah, there was a point of lull, but I have to think it was the best raced weekend we've had this year.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
because Monaco qualifying is always fun to watch, but the race is a fucking stapling my eyes with needles.
No.
Yeah. I'd rather go to church.
Wow.
That's bold.
That's bold to say.
What else have we had? Portimao was good. No, I mean, it's the most entertaining. I mean, starting with qualifying. I mean, for fuck's sakes, 4 red flags.
That's a good street circuit will do that. There's bad street circuits.
4
and then there's good street circuits.
Red flags.
I think Singapore's a bad street circuit.
But
I think Baku is the best street circuit you have
agree.
on calendar.
I think
It's always been entertaining. There's always been overtaking. You can overtake here. There's spots where the cars are good. There's spots where the cars are bad. Now this year, more cars are closer.
Well,
so
I hate to be that guy, but there's always some sort of crash that happens at Baku as well.
Hell yeah.
I don't like crashes, but crashes make for more unpredictable outcomes.
I'll stand on my ground. I fucking love seeing crashes. Now with the Halo, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna back down. That crashes are amazing to see because we know that even after seeing Romain Grosjean's, it's like, yeah, all right. Like, Yes, you could die still, but isn't that part of the thrill? They're literal gladiators in cars, man.
Well, I had this argument with somebody over the weekend where if it's Antonio Giovinazzi and he's lapping around in 14th place and he's turned 15 and he throws it into the wall in Azerbaijan and then all it does is bring out a safety car and tighten up the pack, that doesn't really do anything for me. It's like, okay, he crashed.
Right.
Or if Nikita Mazepin spins out and hits a wall, who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. He's not doing anything anyways.
Right.
I think the crashes are when you get those drivers that are on the limit and they're pushing the car so hard that they make a mistake. That's exciting because it has implications in the championship, which is really what we all care about, or at least I care about. You know, I don't. It's not like I go back and I watch, all the crashes that happen in qualifying. I'm like, oh, that was the most exciting part. The most exciting part of qualifying is finding out who gets on pole.
Right.
Which In this case, if you have a red flag, it's Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Red flag
was
means...
he the first to go out? No.
There was a couple of people on flying laps that didn't get... It was like, they had a minute and a half left?
Minute 19, yeah. No, I mean, I was happy. Fuck yeah, man. You know?
Yeah.
Fucking close the session down.
Well, I love how this is the same general narrative as like Mercedes has not had the pace all weekend.
They didn't.
And then Lewis Hamilton goes and puts in a lap that beats everybody by like 3-4 tenths early doors. And it's like, oh, well, of course there's going to be some band sagging.
Right.
And there's going to be some sort of games that Mercedes plays. But it was just, they didn't have the pace. And that was very evident later on down in the race. It was evident even on in qualifying for at least half the fucking team.
Well, yeah, you got to throw the sacrificial lamb to the wolves.
Which I think Bottas got shafted.
Yeah, of course he did.
I think Bottas is fucking useless is what I think Bottas is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Are we going to jump into this? Because I have a lot to say about that. I'm going with qualifying.
They didn't give him a fighting chance.
But who crashed out of qualifying first? There was Gio.
Gio crashed.
Stroll crashed first.
No, Stroll.
No, that's the race.
No. He hit the wall in turn 15.
Yeah. Stroll crashed first, then Gio crashed and red flagged the session.
Right.
So that was the first red flag, and then Danny Rick red flagged at the end of Q2.
That's right.
Right.
And then who was the fourth?
It was Sonoda and Sainz.
Sonoda. That's right.
Because Sonoda was putting in a lap. Gasly was fourth in qualifying.
Yep. That shit had me giggling. How many red flags?
Sonoda was going for a heater, but he decided that he wasn't going to brake until he was in the next city, and then he went to the wall. Sonoda fucked that up. That was 100% a rookie move.
I got for you boys later on, for sure.
I think Sonoda did... I think what happened with Sonoda is he did really well his first race, and everybody got excited, and then we realized, oh yeah, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
And then
it was a rookie in his first Q3 session at a street circuit.
Right. So I think it's Sonoda. Everybody's giving him a lot of shtick. I mean, I like him. I think he's kind of crashy, but who wasn't when they first got into Formula One? It seems to be the trend with rookies. They suck for a while and then they kind of figure it out. Like, look at Gio. Gio's getting better.
Yeah.
Gio was terrible when he first got in.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be a little bit of a tangent, but still on Yuki Tsunoda. When I shit you not, I 100%. If this is rude to him and this offends anybody, I'm sorry. I legit, when they in the beginning of the race, when they showed the people, all the drivers standing in front for the anthem, I was like, oh, that was nice of them to have a fan, a little kid. And I didn't know they were bringing kids back to stand in front of the drivers or whatever in the pre-race anthem. That's how small Yuki Tsunoda is. I thought he was a literal child.
Why'd you have to do Yuki like that?
I'm sorry, Yuki. You're like 5 foot nothing.
Do him like that?
And it threw me off. I'm sorry, but
he
anyway,
is small.
back to qualifying.
Small's an understatement. He's like 5'2".
I gotta say, the ones that I liked out of qualifying were the Ferraris.
The Ferraris
were fast.
For some reason, the Ferraris seem to have really good one-lap pace, and I'm assuming it's a low fuel thing. Like, when they run light, they're decent, and then they just, as soon as they get into the race, they just fall backwards.
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, they're way better than where they were already from the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they are. They have definitely showed an uncharacteristic quick sign of improvement for Ferrari.
Absolutely.
I'm happy. I'm very much happy to see Ferrari. And they got a good driver lineup, so I'm happy to see it. I think the battle for third in Constructors is going to be fun to watch.
Now, I think so as well.
Let me ask you this. If Yuki Tsunoda doesn't red flag that session, is Max Verstappen on pole? Because he was on He was on a flyer when it got red flagged.
He is. Yeah, he is.
I think he is.
Dude, with if and buts, come on, man.
I'm just saying he seemed to have, and especially because all weekend,
guess who was in tow behind as well? Hamilton was in tow as well behind someone else. So I mean,
and everybody was behind Valtteri Bottas when he first went out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, but here's the thing: is I looked at it, I saw that long ass straightaway. And the Mercedes at Portimao was just destroying everybody in the straight line on that start-finish straight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at it and I went, they put new engines in the cars, both cars this weekend.
Yeah.
And Red Bull didn't. Red Bull hasn't changed an engine yet.
Nope.
They had that long-ass straightaway. They were running more downforce in the center section or the middle sections of that track. Because they had the bigger rear wings. Red Bull was running the super skinny one. So I looked at that and I go, well, they're still faster on the straightaways. I mean, getting into the race, I mean, Hamilton slipstreamed somebody early on. I forget who it was. And he didn't even have DRS and just blew past him. Just out of the slipstream.
Yeah.
And I saw that and I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. It's going to be one of those. Like, even with DRS, nobody's going to be able to keep up with that Merc on the straightaway. Thankfully, I was wrong. But
yeah.
But I looked at that, and when I saw that they weren't doing that great in qualifying, I mean, they were doing okay, I was like, well, there's actually a chance. And I would have liked to see if Max would have gotten on pole, but, like you say, Vince, with its ifs and buts.
Yeah, with if and buts, my aunt would be my uncle. I mean, no, I think fuck putting Hamilton or Verstappen on pole. It makes for boring fucking races. If you had a Hamilton, Verstappen 1-2, don't even give a fuck who's number one. Let's put Verstappen on pole. It's going to be him and Hamilton going away. Perez is going to drop back 5 seconds, which he did in the race to Verstappen. And then they're going to drop back even more probably in third place. And then it's just going to be a semi-procession with passing between 6 and 12.
Right.
So, no, I mean, I'm happy that the shit got fucking hand grenaded, fucked up. I mean, this is what racing is. Fuck. Yeah, dude, of course, Verstappen on poles for you boys. Like, but I mean,
That's the fan. That's the fan in me going, I wanted to see, because I think everybody that listens to this podcast knows that I'm a Verstappen fan.
Well, no, and I get that. I mean, I would have wanted Hamilton on pole, but did I believe it was realistic? Fuck no.
No.
I was like, oh, second row, fuck yeah. Like, I was happy about that.
Yeah.
So
can we get into the race? Can we start talking about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, now that we're on the starting grid there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an interesting start.
The start of the race was full disclosure here.
It was clean.
It was clean. I was expecting some first lap shenanigans. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to watch this.
Yeah, this was
race.
An early one for us USA boys.
You guys got it at what?
7.
7? Yeah, it started at 5.
Normally I
West
get
Coast.
an 8 or a 9 a.m. start, but yeah, this one was 7.
So 4:30, dedication. Here we go. I'm up. I'm ready.
Committed.
I'm committed. I'm laying in bed. I was at Lake Tahoe. I'm watching the race, and I did kind of that promise to myself that I always do, where I'm like, if nothing happens in the first bit, or it seems like it's going to be boring, I'm going to go back to sleep and I'll watch it later. Needless to say, I ended up being up the entire race.
Right.
And it was a very, very long day, but totally worth it. Valtteri Bottas, he qualified 10th, right?
Yes, he qualified 10th.
Qualified 10th, and he didn't move.
He stayed in 10th the entire race
until
he
the
dropped
end
to 14th.
What the fuck? What? I've been thinking about this. Like, in my idle time, I'll be doing something and I turn around and I go, fuck, he stayed in 10th the entire race.
Yeah.
Oh, I was dying of
It just
fucking
didn't
laughter.
do a goddamn thing. And apparently Mercedes gave him the option. They said, do you want to run the smaller rear wing or the larger rear wing? It's up to you. And he literally said, I don't care either way. Whatever you throw on the car is what I get. I don't give a shit. Had no preference whatsoever. Sat in 10th place the entire race. Didn't do a goddamn thing with pit stop strategy or anything. And then he just went backwards at the end.
Yeah. He actually went backwards. He was to the point where the person behind him was George Russell in 15th. And he was in 14th. And George Russell was 2 seconds back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I tweeted it out. I was like, all right, Valtteri Bottas was just passed on track, on pace by Antonio Giovinazzi. And all he has behind him now is George Russell and some Haas boys. And then I tweeted out a GIF of George Russell just like looking up, like sweating with an evil look on his face. Like he wanted to get back and pass Valtteri Bottas, which I think I'll get into it. Fuck it. I'll get into it right away.
Do it.
I think George Russell was pulled from that race so he didn't pass up Bottas on the restart.
Apparently he had transmission issues.
Apparently.
Apparently he did.
You could hear it.
I think he didn't pass Valtteri Bottas on track because it would be a really bad PR incident.
Yeah, he was close. He was at one point I remember looking, I wrote it down. He was within 1.9 seconds. Bottas was just tumbling back for whatever reason.
Yep.
George Russell was within 1.9 seconds, and almost as soon as I put that down, because it was after he got passed by Giovinazzi. That's when George Russell started to lose a bit of pace to Bottas, and then it was about 2.5 seconds, and it was 2.8, and then it was 3, and then it was 3.5, and he fell back. I think you're to your point, you're possibly right, John, too, is that would have been a PR disaster again, just like them crashing, fighting over 10th place.
Yep.
I don't think that would have been good for Bottas or George if he were to pass him, because it's him showing up the Mercedes team in an inferior Williams.
Well, like Chris from Three Legs, Four Wheels said, Russell had to remember who he's racing for, kind of sarcastically. But yeah, as fucking Toto Wolff and the whole,
Toto Wolff is dangling that second seat like a fucking like a cock tease.
I hate it.
I hate him.
Oh,
so
I absolutely hate it. But you know what? I love what it's doing. It is so fucking up a toss, and it's fantastic to watch this gomer pile worthless fuck wallow back in his own fucking filth, fat, and tears in that car where it should be in the top 5, top 6.
I never
and
know where
he's
you're
just
coming
dropping
with these.
back harder than my fucking hairline.
That one made sense.
That's a good analogy.
That's a good. Sometimes your analogies, I don't know where the fuck you're going with those, but that one was a good one. I'll give you that. No,
I enjoyed watching Bottas wither away in that race. It was fantastic. I will stand by my claim. He's out by midsummer break.
I sat and looked, and just the entire race, the thought that kept popping into my head was, what the fuck is the point of Valtteri Bottas?
Yeah.
What does he do? And the thing is, with the way that the race ended up, and neither Mercedes, spoiler alert, finishing in the points, Red Bull Racing gets 25 more points in the constructors lead. I mean, and at some point, I know Toto Wolff did that side, we don't replace drivers mid-season because we're not a certain other team, aka Red Bull.
Yeah, right.
But with that comment, he's now boxed himself into a corner where if they do replace Bottas mid-season, which I think they should replace him by next race, realistically. If they don't, he looks, if they replace him, he looks like a fucking idiot because he is doing exactly what he said he wasn't going to do.
Yeah.
And if he does, or, if they leave Bottas in, he still looks like an idiot because then he's been on shit form all week. He's 6th in the driver standings.
Yep, he is.
In a Mercedes.
Sergio Perez, Lando Norris, and Charles Leclerc.
That's pathetic.
You know what, boys? She just had this beautiful mind, beautiful thought. I'm so awestruck. I feel like I've seen the light.
Vince just had a moment of clarity, which might be the alcohol wearing off.
Yeah.
No.
Or kicking in.
Or kicking. Yeah, either one.
First beer of the day. No. You want to know how you play this? You can't bring in Russell. It's a PR nightmare to put him back in that car mid-season and then expect him. You're gonna Alex Albon, Pierre Gasly him. I know George Russell's good, but if that car fucks up like the way it is, and then he doesn't do well, everyone will just be like, well, why did you replace Bottas? Right? But you want to know how you be the dick, get that fucking Finnish fuck out of the car, you bring back Hülkenberg. Oh, you put in a driver that has no ties to anyone else. You put in Hülkenberg into that car, and then if he sucks ass or does whatever he does at the end of the year, so be it. You give the seat to Russell, new car, dunzo. And then you don't fuck up Russell for the next season. Because if Russell gets in that car and that car actually sucks and he's unable to get it to work so much, that's fucked. He's done. He'll never be what we saw in Secure.
I don't know if you...
I have 2 problems with that theory.
Yeah.
One, Hülkenberg is an Aston Martin driver, reserve driver. 2, they're going to gain
only
nothing.
A reserve driver.
They will gain nothing from taking out one average Valtteri Bottas and putting in one average Nico Hülkenberg.
I'd rather have Hülkenberg than Bottas.
I'd rather have him in too, but regardless, a fresh guy jumping into a brand new car to him that he's never driven before, who's to say that he's going to be much better than Bottas anyway?
Well, okay, so as far as your first problem goes, Merc does supply engines to Aston Martin.
Yeah. So and he's a reserve driver, so I mean,
Stoffel Van Doorn's a reserve driver for Mercedes, but that doesn't fucking mean anything. Well, Russell was still the one in the car when they needed somebody to fill a seat.
Yeah, he was also a current driver that had been driving. Hülkenberg has only driven last year's racing.
What's number 2?
John?
No, Braden, you had 2 points.
Yeah, I said both my points. 1, Hülkenberg's a reserve driver. 2, you won't necessarily do any better with Hülkenberg over Bottas.
With an average driver who's never gotten a podium.
Exactly. Swapping one average driver for another average driver is not necessarily going to do anything for you.
And here's where I'm going to counter that isn't George Russell just an average driver?
No.
Okay, well, what proof do we have?
The fact that he would have won the Secure Grand Prix had the pit stop not been fucked up.
And he didn't have a slow puncture, and he was wearing a size too small shoes in a car he didn't fit in.
Would have, right? Would have.
But he was there the entire race. The first time he was racing the Mercedes, he easily beat out Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah.
He passed barring also had DOS.
Barring had
different car this year.
I still think that if you take Valtteri Bottas and George Russell and put them in a similar car, Russell will come out on top 10 times out of 10.
I'll wipe the floor with him. Yeah.
Even if Russell was average, every once in a while Nicholas Latifi would get the better of him.
But he doesn't.
But he doesn't.
Yeah, but he's also been in the team. You know what? I'm just saying, if you put in Hülkenberg, then you have no obligations. If Valtteri Bottas is going the way that he is, you can put in Hülkenberg in that car.
But
if you're expecting your second driver to not score points,
but if you're George Russell and you've literally been floundering away at Williams with Toto Wolff as your manager, so that someday you get a shot at a Mercedes seat, why wouldn't you want to take it? Why wouldn't you want to get into that car?
I'm not saying that he wouldn't take it. I'm not saying he wouldn't take it, but think about it. What happens if he pulls a Pierre Gasly and he just absolutely fucks up.
This year doesn't even fucking matter because the car changes next year. It's going to be completely different anyways.
But didn't you just say that you needed someone to score points?
Which he probably would. I would say if you throw him in the car, he's going to score points.
Lots of hypotheticals, but what I'm trying to get at is, if you want the least amount of responsibility with that second driver, you bring in someone who's not connected. Because if you fuck up that driver's psyche, you have Valtteri Bottas subsection A 2.0 in Russell.
I don't think so. I think that George Russell is so much of a superior driver than Bottas.
Younger drivers getting thrown up into these cars, and then all of a sudden they're expected to perform up to their A-lister fucking teammate, and
George Russell's been thrown into that. He's already done it. But
he never had to race against Hamilton.
I don't give a fuck who he has to race against. No, he could beat. I think that he could come close, but they don't need him to beat Hamilton. They need him to score consistent points. And I feel like if you throw a young driver instead of an old, washed-up Valtteri Bottas, he's gonna score points more reliably. I think he will, and he's hungry for it. Bottas is a broken man.
Yeah,
he's broken as shit. He's changing the background on his fucking computer to give himself motivation to drive the car harder. If that doesn't scream pathetic and broken, I don't know what does. He's done. He's done.
I'm just saying.
He's absolutely done. He knows he's not going to have a seat next year.
This man has been in the best car on the grid since 2017, and he's gotten only 9 wins in like 50 or 60 races.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, kick that fucker out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you, yes, but what I'm saying is swapping Mercedes.
Right.
Yes, obviously, putting George Russell in would be the best option for Mercedes, points-wise. Everything otherwise, it would be a disaster because Toto would look like a fucking hypocrite. It would put tension between Lewis and George because he's going to be hungry. He's going to want to prove his worth against Hamilton. He's going to maybe be a little rookie, and he's going to have the hiccups with the team being a first-time driver in there. But we know what he can do. What I'm saying is Bottas is so average that he is probably going to score points most of the time. Whether or not he's going to be second or third, maximizing those points, we've seen this year, he's not the best at doing that. But swapping Valtteri Bottas for Nico Hülkenberg does nothing in this scenario for Mercedes because it's swapping out a driver who's average for a driver.
I'm thinking of saving face.
There's no face to save.
No. I'm just thinking.
In which case they're not. There's no reason. You just run Bottas to the end of the year, kick into the curb, act like that never happened, and pull George in next year.
The thing about saving face is he said that they don't replace drivers mid-season. So whether he replaces him with Nico Hülkenberg or George Russell,
it's still replacing
him. So it's still him going against the word that he said, except you're replacing him with a driver that has only driven a car twice in the last 18 months or a year versus somebody that's...
I just want Hülkenberg back on the grid, all right?
Trust me, I do too.
I do too, but I don't think that Mercedes is the right place for him. I think... I just don't. I could see him doing better than Tsunoda, but...
Or Lance Stroll.
I think he's a better driver than Lance Stroll. I think he proved that, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that Bottas should be in there, and especially with right now, Mercedes is looking at a scenario where they're not ahead in either championship, and if Sergio Perez showed anything this weekend, he's learned how to drive the Red Bull. He said,
give me 5 races.
Give me 5
races. And on his 6th race, he fucking won.
Now, barring, it's shenanigans,
he would have come second.
It would have been a Red Bull 1-2 if the race played out like we thought it would be, or thought it would. So Perez seems like, and he even said as much, I've figured out this car. I figured out how it works. And he showed it. He held off Hamilton for a majority of that race. I mean, how many moves did Hamilton make into turn 1? He was all over him for a while, and Perez didn't put a foot wrong.
No, he held him off that entire race. The only time where he didn't was on the restart, where Hamilton got a better jump just because he's that good at doing starts. But then we all know how that happened. We're not getting there yet, but Sergio Perez, he absolutely learned how to drive that car. He is exactly what Red Bull needs, and he is 100% the reason why Red Bull is where they are right now. If Alex Albon was in the seat that Red Bull was in, he's not winning that race.
No, he's not winning that race. And
he's not qualifying anywhere near that. I mean, he'd be like 8th. And
the thing is, but that's what I'm saying as far as Mercedes goes, they have to look at that and go, fuck, they've got 2 drivers now. If they were in the opposite position where Bottas was nowhere and Lewis had to defend off 2 strategies, and he couldn't. I mean, and realistically, I'm going to throw this out there. Perez probably should have come out ahead of Max Verstappen.
I was about to say that.
In the pit stop strategy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think
there's a very good chance that he could have.
I think if everything goes perfectly for Perez, which I think he drove as close to a perfect race as you can get, but I think with a little bit, I mean, his tires were still good. He was still putting in fast times when they pitted him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Perez realistically could have overcut Max Verstappen and come out in first. I genuinely believe that.
He could have. He also had a slow stop too.
It was like 3, and Max was 1.9, something like that.
But crucially, he was still able to come out in front of Hamilton.
Well, the 2 seconds on Hamilton's stop fucked him.
Yeah, Hamilton also had a slow stop because he had to wait for Gasly, I think.
Pierre Gasly.
I was gonna say that those 2 seconds fucked him up at that point of the race. Now, whether or not he could have held them off, again, don't know.
He still would have been behind Max, though.
It was close. It was actually pretty close.
He came out behind Perez, correct?
No.
I thought
Perez came out in front of him.
That's what I'm saying. Hamilton
pitted first.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
I could have swore Perez was coming out of the pits and Hamilton was like, "How is he ahead of us?"
Let's see.
John, you just.
Am I fucking this up really bad right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hamilton pitted first. Perez.
Ham pitted first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck you, Vince. How about that?
Hamilton pitted lap 12 and lost 2 seconds having to wait for other cars. Verstappen pit on the lap right after him, and it was 1.9, so super fast. Red Bull, they gave him the time that he needed to come out. Hamilton's radio was, how is he so far ahead of me? And then the next lap is when Perez pits after Hamilton. He had a slow stop, but he still came out in front of Hamilton.
Okay.
Because of those 2.5 seconds that Hamilton lost.
My apologies. Thank you.
I'm just clearing the air for everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Fuck you.
That's how it all played out.
Fuck you, Vince.
But from lap 14, Sergio Perez kept Lewis B. Hamilton behind him the whole race.
Right. Well,
except for those 100 yards or whatever that Hamilton got in front
before he did the thing with Khalifa and
exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think Perez. I think Perez drove a perfect race. I think he did. I actually don't think he put a foot wrong the entire time.
Let's talk about our other favorite driver really quick.
Is it Lance Stroll?
No, it's Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Sebastian Vettel led a race for the first time since 2018, I think. 2019. And he finally pitted lap 19. He took his tires a lot longer than they should have gone.
Yep.
But it was nice. It was nice seeing Vettel lead a race. It was nice seeing. He drove a really good race. Got driver of the day as well too. I think well deserved as well. So, but yeah, lap 24, Hamilton is like, I'm losing ground. Currently 2.5 seconds behind Perez, and then Lance Stroll lap 31, a little over halfway through the race, absolutely fucks it on the pit straight.
Well, that left rear fucking destroyed.
Yeah, I still can't say that Lance Stroll fucked it. At first, when I first saw the wreckage, I looked at it and I went, "Oh, he's an idiot. What a fucking dumbass."
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, I don't know though, but you could see even from the way he just like went into the wall, it was just that sudden poof. You know, he just jerked left.
Well, it was like he did the kind of back and forth with the wheel.
Well, yeah, once
the tire went,
his steering wheel shook on the left. No, I mean, dude, you all know who's the real fucking MVP of this race was the cameraman fucking spicing it up, zooming in on that Pirelli sidewall, showing how much it exploded out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was like, yes, pay this.
That was during the red flag, which we'll get to in a minute here.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was because of Stroll, or pretty much.
No, that was a safety car, and then
right, but then God, that sidewall, that was fucking hilarious. I was dying.
And Paul DiResta was talking about it. He said that's a tire fail. He said it was a tire failure.
Yeah,
not age.
That's 100% a tire failure. All that.
Well, it depends on if you ask Pirelli or not.
Well, right. I was gonna say it was hilarious that while that cameraman was zooming in on the tire, the Pirelli guy was doing everything they could to pull the plastic over it.
And they're using like a bodega shopping bag.
Yeah,
and they're trying to cover it up with like this little fucking plastic shit bag. It's
pay no attention to the tire behind the curtain.
Yeah.
That just shows Pirelli's incompetence, and I fucking loved it. Yeah. But that was. If you notice when you see the crash, this giant part of this front wing just goes over the whole barrier into the tree.
Yep.
I was like, "Oh, there's a souvenir."
I think I texted the group about 3 laps before, and I said, "Who's gonna crash first?"
Yeah, who's gonna crash first?
And I was like, "It's Stroll. It's Lance Stroll." But
yes,
I will give him credit though. He hits the wall at like 200 miles an hour.
Yep.
Shout out Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
He hits the wall and comes back out, and he has the presence of mind to, like, with his one remaining tire,
just to
steer
it
to try to stay out of the center of the track, which I thought was like pretty good for
heads up play by Lance Stroll.
It was a heads up play, exactly. Yeah, that was a
stroke of luck. A broken clock is one.
No, that wasn't. I hate.
I'm not giving Lance Stroll.
I hate Lance Stroll.
You can fuck off.
But if you crashed a car into a wall at 200 miles an hour, you'd be like, "Fuck, I'm dead.
All hope is lost. I'm dead. I'm not doing anything."
And he still had the presence of mind to be like, "Okay, I've spun around. I'm going to turn the wheel this way, and then I'm going to turn it this way to try to keep myself to the left side of the track."
You're into the slide.
So I will give I might be the first time ever. I will give Lance Stroll credit for making a heads up play. It's a heads up play. Yeah. ESPN top 10 whatever.
Yeah.
That's not LeBron James falling down on the court.
Right, exactly. And crying and bitching and losing his team the game.
Go Phoenix. Go Phoenix Suns.
You got eliminated. You got eliminated in the first round.
I know, by the Suns. By the Suns.
I know.
By the Suns?
I don't even like basketball, and I know that.
But then I nearly spilt my coffee on the next crash. I didn't see it coming. It like startled the absolute fuck out of me.
I did.
Well, all right, I guess we'll go. Fuck it.
We're going into this one.
Move right up to the next crash, not the restart from the safety car.
No. Not the restart from the safety car. I mean, it was uneventful.
Yeah.
But, you know what was funny was they started to show those fucking AWS tire graphics, and they showed the back of Perez's car. Perez's car was at 10% on those rears, from, I don't know, gobbledygook, whatever.
Because we all know the AWS graphics are the most accurate thing in the world.
Most legit accurate, yeah.
To the nano, fucking thing of the second here. But, yeah, I was just laughing. I was like, again, how do we know this? But then it was like 10% on each wheel, and I'm like, like guys,
I don't know why, but it was like the commentators, they were talking about it and they were like, oh, like Max Verstappen's never finished above fourth in this race, you know, he's on pace to win, he's 4 seconds ahead, he's he's driven it perfectly this whole time. And I saw 2 laps to go and I'm like, I
don't want to jinx it.
I just had...
Well, it was like 4 laps to go, remember?
Yeah, he crashed lap 47.
But I just had the sinking
46
feeling in my stomach. And I just was like, he's not going to win this race.
The commentator's curse strikes again.
I don't know why I had this. I was convinced. I was like, he's not going to win. He's not going to win. And then as soon as the camera zoomed in and I see a Red Bull just fucking spinning on that straight, and they said it's a tire failure. I said, motherfucker.
I literally put...
I just
fuck. What the fuck? What the fuck? No.
Well, yeah, I saw that, and I was getting up to get more coffee, and I just, like, see all of a sudden, like, the camera switched to the long, looking down the straightaway, and then just, boom, it just biffed into the side. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I, jumped over, almost spilled my coffee. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, I started sweating. It was just broken, because I'm Red Bull Racing. I'm a Red Bull fan. I'm a Max fan. I bought this hat back in 2017 because I was a Danny Rick fan when he was still on the team. Max was still young and everything. But I'm a fan of the Red Bull Racing program. And when Max had a good chance for Red Bull to be 1-2, he controlled the race the whole time. And through no fault of his own, he just loses the rear tire and spins it with 4 laps to go. I mean, just how unlucky can you get?
I loved how he kicked the car the few times.
Yep.
I was like, yep.
Just kick the tire.
He kicked the left rear tire that blew out on him.
And
I loved it. I was like, yep, all right.
But I had this, the immediate thought is he blows that tire, and I look at it and I go, God damn it. Lewis Hamilton just got 25 points in the championship.
Yep. He's going to be handled this race on a silver platter.
Or at least second place points. I looked at it and I was like, motherfuck.
Oh, yeah, you guys were texting like gangbusters, too. You guys were like, oh, fuck. Here we go again.
Bitter.
Here it goes again. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, it's no Karen fucking tea right now.
Insert the San Andreas. Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Oh, shit.
Exactly.
Here we go again.
Yeah, no.
No, and then that fucking restart made me giggle. But, like, all of us sitting in my apartment were like, why the fuck are his brakes smoking?
Okay.
Like,
well, I thought the worst thing that we could possibly get as
a standing
Red Bull
restart
fans was a standing start. But then we got the FIA Red Bull radio message that Red Bull actually called for a red flag. He said, we had absolutely no warning of that tire failure. Red Bull was the one that called. It was like, considered a red flag for everybody so everybody can change their tires and we can get off these hards.
Right.
Because it's just dangerous at this point. And so that's when they actually decided, okay, Michael Massey's like, yeah, okay, red flag the session. That way we can, it's the best thing. We'll get new tires on for everybody. That way they're on safer ones. And it's going to be, it came out, I found out later today, the reason why they had every right to just end it after 75%, because there's no obligation to restart a race with only 2 laps left. But Michael Massey thought it was in the best interest of the sport to restart it and have a 2-lap shootout to the end of the race, which I agree with him.
Yeah,
it definitely made for something massively exciting. But I wrote down in my notes, oh, it's going to be a standing start again. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I'm going to be sick. I literally felt sick. I was laying back in my nice fat boy, lazy boy reclining sofa that I have, and I was like, I was all excited, and then the crash happened, and then it was going to be a standing restart, and I was sitting forward, and I was like twitching my thumbs and everything, and I was like, God damn it, Hamilton is going to get off the start, he's going to win, and this is going to be thrown away, and this is going to be a title deciding moment. This is what it's going to come down to. This is going to be a title deciding moment.
Instead, we get a race that, as far as the championship implications go for the Drivers' Championship, means absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing happened.
Nothing happened. We had an entire weekend of racing with all these crashes and all these events, and no one's closer to winning the championship except for Max Verstappen.
So let's talk about.
I mean, it's all over. I mean, it's Max Verstappen's. It's all over, guys.
Just
wrap it up.
Let's talk about that
just
fateful restart, shall we?
Let's talk about that moment. That
dude, his brakes were fucking smoking.
Okay, there's been a lot of talk from the Mercedes camp about the magic brakes and the brake button and the magic fucking
button.
heat button, and that he apparently on the way to turn 1 after he launched, he had hit the button which is on the back of the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And that's what caused the brake bias to shift to the front, and he locked his brakes and he skidded off into the runoff area.
Yeah.
I think that is grade A titanium weapons grade bullshit coming from Mercedes.
Really?
I 100% think that Lewis Hamilton fucking roasted his brakes on the way to the grid because everybody's sitting there and it looked like the fucking car was on fire.
There was another driver in the grid also was shitty with their brakes smoking. He wasn't the only one.
He wasn't the only one, but he had more smoke pouring off of his brakes than anybody else.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also hard to see the amount of smoke when a car is behind someone.
It's curious that you say that, John, because I think you're partially right. I think that Lewis completely fucked up. It was 100% on him. But yeah, I have no reason to doubt that Mercedes has this magic button that shifts all their brake bias to 75% and above to the front. And that's how they, call it whatever you want. I don't think it's cheating, but because I'm sure everybody has some sort of a similar safety car or whatever scenario. It's a bit cheeky to shift all your brake bias to the front to warm up the tires and everything, but I'm sure everybody does that. I think it is all 100% on Hamilton for fucking it up and for accidentally hitting the button and leaving it on. And I think that's 100% because he got inside his own head after saying, just remember, everybody, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We don't want to get too eager or anything like that. And then he gets a fantastic start. He jizzes his pants that he's about to win this race. And then he hits the button and it completely overheats his brakes because it's like 80% front, completely locks up and butt fucks it. I would like to read some things that I found on the Facebook.
Oh, I was about to get into this.
I'm the social media czar and I absolutely love gossip and everything. So I reposted on my, because I'm a petulant child, I reposted the video that F1 put out of it was all Lewis Hamilton's until this happened or whatever. And I said, you love to see it. I don't like Lewis Hamilton. I like Mercedes. I like Red Bull. Top comments from that. After having the race handed to him by fate, which has happened multiple times for Lewis Hamilton, it was satisfying to see Lewis throw it away all on his own.
Yeah.
100% on him.
I agree.
And you
on
know
that.
what he said? You know what he said in the post-race interview? We lose as a team. We had a bad weekend this weekend. We will all come back stronger. After taking a shit on their chest, saying that they did horribly, don't know what was going through their minds in Monaco and how bad that we did.
Yep.
So it's just hilarious how much of a hypocrite he is. Next one that I have
we all
here.
know that. But
yeah, we all know that. Every driver is more prone to make mistakes when driving a car beyond the limit. Look at Sebastian Vettel during the second half of 2018 or Max Verstappen in previous years. Hamilton is no different than the others. Driving an almost unbeatable car for 7.5 years made fans around the world create an aura of a bulletproof driver that doesn't exist. Anyone who watched F1 before 2014 knows how mistake-prone Lewis was driving the car beyond the limits. Just look at his 2010 to 2012 seasons where he crashed or spun more than any other driver of that era.
Okay.
Lewis Hamilton is not invincible anymore. He's driving that Mercedes on the edge, and this is not the first time that we're going to see him make mistakes like this.
Well,
it's not the last time that we're going to see him make mistakes like this through the rest of this year.
I forget who pointed it out. It might have been Martin Brundle. He said that you can hear over the radio messages how tired Lewis is trying to keep up with
Perez. At the beginning
Perez.
of the race when he was behind Perez and whatnot.
Yep.
You could hear the
so much rear end.
He's so much rear end. I said that fucking meme.
With the picture of fucking Perez on some absolute cake.
Just an absolute ass on him.
I saw another one where they did that, where they put the same, he's just got so much rear end, and it was a picture of Lawrence Stroll from the back with his massive cake. That was funny. I got some kicks out of that.
I think Hamilton totally fucked it up.
I think he did too.
I think Lewis,
whether or not he pressed the magic button or not, he fucked it up. He got a great start. He jumped Perez, which, historically he's always better at those.
He's great
no
at starts.
What.
I'll give it the credit where it's due. He's fantastic at race starts.
But you biffed it into the first corner.
Yep.
There's no other excuse. I'm sorry. You're a 7-time world champion. You shouldn't do that.
After saying it's a marathon, not a sprint, he got over eager. Perez kept a cool head and kept in the position that he needed to be. And as soon as he went straight on, he inherited that shit and drove like a maniac.
Realistically, Lewis could have come anywhere from, 6th onward and been in the lead of the championship.
Yeah.
6th, yeah.
So, I think, regardless of the magic button or not, which I still think is PR face-saving, I genuinely do. I think he just roasted his brakes, went into that first corner, and he just locked him up. I think that's what he did. He got overeager. Regardless of how it happened, Lewis fucked it up. That was not that wasn't the team's fault.
Nope.
That was a Lewis problem.
Yep.
Irregardless. But I think that the only person that can beat Lewis comprehensively is Lewis. I think Lewis is. He's been asking for, I'd love some competition. I'd love some stiffer competition. I'd love a championship battle. Well, guess what? You fucking got one now. So are you going to hold it together and you're going to perform, or are you just going to fucking crumble?
It's all over.
I think he's going to crumble. I honestly do. I think he's going to get inside of his own head because he's had it. I mean, he's had it easy.
I think there's some truth to what you're saying. He has had the last 7.5 years, more or less, handed to him on a silver platter with no real competition except for 1 year within his own team where it came down to the last race about who was going to win the championship or not. But yeah, now that there's more competition, the cars are racing closer than ever. Red Bull has a second driver that they can run strategy with. I think it's Lewis's. In the beginning of the year, I think I said it's Lewis's championship to lose, and I think it still is. I think a quarter of the way through the season, Red Bull shows promise, but Ferrari did in 2018 too, and they can always fuck up. Ferrari 2019 was garbage.
Yeah,
Ferrari 2018 when Vettel was leading halfway through the year.
The UPS into the DHL sign.
Yeah, UPS into DHL.
The defining moment.
Red Bull can always fuck up. They haven't won since 2013. It's still on them to do the best that they can do day in and day out. I think it's Mercedes. If Red Bull wins, I hate to say this, it won't be 100% on all of their own merit. It will take Mercedes fucking up. It will take Lewis locking up and going straight on and finishing out of the points in another race or two. I think it will. It has every chance to come down to the last 1 or 2 races to where we see 2 drivers, battling for the World Drivers' Championship. I think there's a good chance that Red Bull could run away with the constructors, with Perez versus Bottas looking the way they are right now. But I think that there is a good chance that it will go down to the wire and Mercedes will lose it. More, I would say 60% Mercedes loses it versus Red Bull wins it. What's up, John?
I think what it's really going to boil down to, and the reason why I believe that Red Bull is going to get it this year, is the fact that it's the last year of the formula and they're not developing the cars and bringing upgrades like they would normally during a season. Mercedes would look at these weekends and they would go, okay, we're going to take our staff of 4,000 people and we're going to make this car better. But they're not doing that. They're throwing resources into next formula, the next year.
Yeah.
So I think what we're seeing right now is, I mean, we're 6 races in, 7th races in France. Honestly, I thought that Mercedes was going to run away with this race in Azerbaijan.
You did.
I was very, very wrong. And that gives me hope that the Red Bull team actually does have the stronger package with older engines compared to the new power units that Mercedes have put into their cars. And I think they have the stronger driver lineup. Genuinely. Yeah. So, oh, fuck you, Vince. You've had it so good. Oh, Lewis is my favorite driver.
No, it's all over.
You see why we can't stand Lewis Hamilton fans?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, he fucked
see
it
why
up.
We can't stand Mercedes
Jesus
fanboys?
Christ, I'm not these blind fucking
Vince
assholes.
is a huge Mercedes fan. He loves Mercedes. As it's
I was looking at buying a Mercedes, but
his closet is just decked out in Mercedes AMG Petronas.
I have a Total Wolf cutout.
Yeah, he's got a Nico Rosberg t-shirt.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you kidding me? Nico Rosberg is a jumbo size fat head is on my ceiling. So when I wake
every
up,
night
the
while
first
looking
thing
at
I
him
see
is
Nico Rosberg
doing the dual finger point.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Which I tweeted out again is Lewis Hamilton's career over.
Yeah, it is. It is. He's done. Stick a fork in him.
Stick a fork in him.
I mean, just give it to Verstappen and Red Bull. I mean, just give Horner the Leprechaun the constructors.
You know how much poetic justice there would be in the last year of the super dominant formula. Max Verstappen wins the World Drivers' Championship. Mercedes loses both championships, and then they go into the 2022 regulations, and they're not competitive.
And they suck ass.
You know how...
I honestly think they're going to suck ass in 2022.
Oh, my God. I'm nursing a semi just thinking about that.
I was going to say, all the Red Bull guys are about to cream their pants at this.
That's when you talk about fantasy scenarios, that's got to be the top of the list. Yeah.
But I mean, I think the new formula is offering up a lot of, we don't fucking know what's going to happen in the pecking order.
Nope.
So even Red Bull could fuck it up.
Alfa Romeo is going to begin their era of dominance.
No. Guys. It's Haas. Haas is coming back. America's team.
America's going to lead.
Yeah.
In 2024, Lewis Hamilton wins the World Drivers' Championship in a Haas Ferrari.
What are you talking about? Mick Schumacher, 2022 World Drivers' Champion.
There you go.
With 9 World Championships.
Helps him out to win the Constructors. It's a Haas domination in the new formula. I didn't make any bets for that year, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Haas automation domination,
yeah. See? Alliteration.
It's great.
Fantastic. No, I'm excited about this championship this year. I think it's good. I think Hamilton definitely fucked it up.
At least
there's no other way to put it.
Regardless, even if I'm going to throw this out there, even if Lewis wins the championship at the end of this whole year, as long as it's a battle race to race with championship implications all the way through, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're in for one of the best seasons in a long time. I'm happy.
Yeah. I think we're going to be in the most competitive season in a long time.
But I mean, it's all over.
So I've got a fact. To throw out. Sergio Perez in the turbo hybrid era is the first driver to win a race with 2 different teams.
Yep.
Oh, speaking about a driver with 2 different teams, I'm gonna harp on this one a little bit. I don't care where Danny Ricciardo finished. That fucker's washed up.
Anyway, moving on.
No. Can we not harp on Danny Rick?
No.
It just makes me sad. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no, we're going to have to talk about it.
No, let's not talk about it.
He finished in the points. What's
He
there
finished the points.
to talk about?
He was like two places behind Lando?
He was 4, but neither of them had a good race this weekend.
No, it was a weekend to forget for McLaren.
Anyway, on the same vibe of Perez, Honda is the only engine manufacturer to win in 2 different teams in the turbo hybrid era.
Very good. That's a stat.
Who's the other team?
AlphaTauri.
Gasly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Monza.
Well,
so yeah,
we know that Danny Rick ain't gonna win in a McLaren.
Oh, stop.
Anyway, Perez's first podium / win for Red Bull, of course. Vettel's first podium for Aston Martin.
Aston Martin's first podium ever.
Aston Martin's first podium ever. As much weight as you want to give that as a stat. Red Bull Perez was nursing a hydraulic issue for like the last couple laps.
Yep.
So bad to where he had to stop the car immediately after he crossed the line, and they didn't even know if he was going to. They left the car off as long as possible during the red flag, and they told him not to weave on the straights on the outlap because they thought that the power steering was going to throw the hydraulics off even more and possibly fuck up the rest of the race. That's why he was going straight on while Hamilton was weaving behind him.
So incredibly close to being. What would it have been? Who came fourth in that race?
No, it would have been a Vettel.
Vettel came fourth. No,
sorry. Vettel came second.
It would have been a Vettel victory. Gasly.
Vettel came third.
Norris was fifth.
Leclerc,
yeah. Would have been an interesting podium. Not that it wasn't interesting already.
Right. Yeah, it was very close to Perez not winning that race.
It was the redemption podium because all the drivers had been kicked out of their previous teams.
Exactly, and they were all there. It's another all Red Bull system podium.
Former Red Bull drivers.
Yeah,
I had a stat.
I mean, it's Perez and Red Bull. He was never part of the academy, so.
But he's there now.
One thing we definitely learned from this weekend is that Sebastian Vettel cannot speak Spanish at all.
No. Feliz Navidad, Perez.
Feliz Navidad, or whatever it is.
Or whatever he says. Yeah.
I think fucking giggle.
Didn't he say it right the first time? Wasn't Felicidades? Isn't that like... Isn't that like actually right?
My Spanish is about as comprehensive. But yeah, my Spanish is about as comprehensive as Sebastian Vettel's.
I'm friends with a lot of Hispanic people living in Texas now.
Yeah, that's...
I know Feliz Navidad is not correct.
That's Merry Christmas. I know that one. That one's true.
Tostadas is it's like good job almost.
Yeah.
Tostadas?
Yeah.
Grazie ragazzi. Yeah.
Grazie ragazzi. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Al dente.
But it was funny. So Christian Horner's quote after the race was, "Your favorite person, team principal Vince." We went from the despair of losing Max, losing the lead in the Drivers' Championship, and potentially losing the race, to maintaining the lead in the Drivers' Championship and extending our lead in the Constructors.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a weekend.
It was
a hell of a weekend for Red Bull.
Roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Roller coaster of... I went from being completely done,
I was
beside myself, and then... As soon as Hamilton went off into that runoff area, I just was like...
I jumped out of my chair.
I sat forward in bed. I said, no fucking way. I was like, that's...
I think I said that too. I think I literally said, no fucking way that happened.
Yeah. I couldn't believe... And the funny thing is, so one of my buddies, he's just recently really gotten into F1. So he's been watching all the races. He's, season 3 to Drive Survive, all that. He's in it.
Shout out.
And I texted him that morning. As soon as the race ended, I said, do not, all caps, do not ruin the race for you on social media. Like, don't look at social media. Fucking watch the race.
Yeah.
Don't look at anything. And at this point, I've got a little bit of a beef because he avoided all social media, sat down in front of his TV. He's going to watch the race, on ESPN. They're on demand, whatever. He goes to the F1 page on ESPN on demand, and it shows the image of Max kicking the tire.
Oh man!
After he blows ESPN, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Like,
yikes.
Well,
What? All right. Is this Mason?
Yeah, this is Mason. Shout out Mason.
Next time you do that, you got to just go to watch.espn.com. Click on, don't even go to the F1 page. Just click on replays, and the first one or two should be the F1 race, because I've been in that position before as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for myself or whatever. Don't go on social media. If you go just straight to watch ESPN and then you go straight to the replays, don't go to the F1 page, there's a good chance you won't spoil it for yourself.
My thing is, so I subscribe to like the MotoGP pass so I can watch those races.
Yeah.
And they have a setting in the replay section or on the app that says spoiler free. And literally you check the box.
Right there.
That's shout out MotoGP for doing it right. You click the box and then I never have to worry about it.
Liberty Media, if you're listening.
If you're spoiler free, fuck. How hard is it?
Wow.
Yeah. No. Makes it, and all you get is you click on the app and the first page it takes you to is the replays, and it says MotoGP race, Moto2 race, Moto3 race. And you just click on the link and it takes you right there in the app and on the website. It's brilliant. It's genius. Big brain energy.
All right, so we've gotten through the race.
Barely.
I know it's coming. Let's get it over with.
No.
Let's go over our predictions.
No. Let's savor this moment.
Okay.
Let's go through those pecking orders there and see who's going to take the punishment.
There is very, very, very little that I have to say about predictions because as far as predictions go, all three of us had some combination of Hamilton, Verstappen. Vince, you were the only one that had a different person in third with Leclerc rather than the usual Botham Verstappen.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that porridge eating bitch.
That we were all wrong, as we all have seen. Yeah. That was actually one of my first thoughts after the race was, fuck, our predictions are completely screwed.
Yep.
I
hate to lose out on the points, but love the impact that the race actually has.
I'll go through championship order for leading and whatnot. So I'm winning the championship, 13 points. I had Bottas winning. Idiot.
Historically, Bottas has been better at this track than he was in the last race.
And instead he just floundered in 10th place and
he
then
just absolutely jerked off.
Shitting the bed.
I responded. So WTF1 put out a tweet. It was like I think he's where's Valtteri Bottas or something like that. It was Matt Gallagher. What on earth is Bottas doing, by the way? And I responded, he's still dicking around in P10 while he waits for Williams to call him for next year.
Nice. That's funny.
And that's exactly what he did.
Yep.
We thought he was going to do really well because historically he has been on pole and he's won this race.
Yep.
Or he's been in position to win this race.
I told you he would be like 6th or 7th.
He just literally jerked his own dick and then he finished outside of the the whole race, the whole 2 hours.
The whole thing.
Nothing happened to him but sucking.
Okay.
Yep. Love it.
So, top 5 for me. I had Bottas winning, Hamilton 2nd. So almost there. Verstappen 3rd, Perez 4th, and Sainz 5th.
So that's a big fat 0 for you.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Bottom 5. Mazepin, Schumacher, Latifi, Tsunoda, Russell.
Nope. So that's also a big fat 0.
I got nothing. Vince with 9 points in the championship so far. You had Hamilton winning the race. Verstappen
close.
Verstappen 2nd, Leclerc 3rd.
Back.
Sainz 4th, but you had a Lando Norris 5th.
Yeah, I know. God damn it! I was.
Bravo, 1 point Vince.
1 point Vince. Bottom 5, you had Stroll 20th, Mazepin 19th, Raikkonen 18th, Alonso 17th, Ricciardo 16th.
That's 2, bitch.
Stroll was not last.
Stroll was in
Ocon was last. He retired lap 4.
With an engine failure.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Nobody remembers that except,
Nobody remembers that.
It did happen, yeah, in that race. Yeah, Ocon fucking, yep.
I had that fucking caterpillar eyebrow bitch in fuck.
So, yeah. So you got 1 point, bringing you to 10th overall, or 10 overall points in the championship. So good for you. Braden?
Yeah.
You had a Verstappen win.
Yeah.
Hamilton second.
Uh-huh.
Bottas third.
Yeah.
Norris fourth.
Yeah.
Sainz fifth.
Yeah, right.
So that's nothing.
Ouch. Big fat 0.
And I can give you a spoiler alert here. You didn't get any points in the bottom 5 either. You had Mazepin.
Oh, no.
Mazepin, Leclerc, Schumacher, Latifi, Raikkonen.
Right.
So Vince got 1 point. We got no points. And at this point, while I was tallying everything up, I got really nervous.
Yeah.
However, Fernando Alonso is not a washed-up old bag.
Apparently not in this race.
I think he listened to the podcast, and he figured out that we were talking mad shit. And he said, I'm going to show those boys over at SGSB what the fuck's up and come 6th. So we did.
Damn you, Fernando.
I guessed that Fernando Alonso was going to come 13th in this race. Braden, you guessed that Fernando Alonso was going to come 14th.
14th.
In this race.
Yep.
Price right yourself out of it.
I prices righted you.
Yep.
Fernando Alonso is not a washed up old bag. He is young and spry and full of piss and vinegar. And because
he is an Alpine young driver after all.
He is a young driver beating his teammate Esteban Ocon in points in the championship. He's brilliant and amazing, and he's the reason why you're drinking and I am not. Yep.
Yeah. God, I wish you could say that about Ricciardo.
We're not talking about Danny Rick. So there he is.
I do have a zesty beverage.
Is it an OG? OG ice?
It is an OG ice.
Oh, look at it.
Off if you're watching or listening.
Is it warm?
It's still cold. I actually had it in my cooler with an ice pack, so it's not. I didn't think about this, so it's colder than I want it to be, so it's going to be more difficult. But Smirnoff, if you are watching or listening, we do drink one of these every review because somebody always loses, and the beautiful. We call it a punishment, but really it's a treat.
No, it's a punishment. Smirnoff.
It's a delicious
You
beverage.
know what you did.
And I look forward to drinking this as fast as I can in an ice fashion. So I will assume the position. I concede my defeat. Vince, you win. John, you prices righted me. So
yep. I can't take a moral victory, but it is a victory nonetheless.
It is a victory nonetheless.
All right. Bottoms up. Cheers.
Bottoms up.
Drink up, bitch.
That's a pretty decent form there, actually. Damn.
Pretty decent.
That was pretty decent. All right. Down the hatch. Look at that. Yep, there you go. There's some ASMR for you.
Told you it was a zesty beverage. Didn't even breathe.
Yeah,
so good. Got it all down in one gulp.
And down the hatch, no problem. So, championship standings. Vince is now 2 points ahead of you, Braden, at 10. You are at 8, and I am still at 13 with no
anybody's game.
Anybody's.
No, Braden, it's all over. It's all John's. It's all John's.
We have what, 1 or 2 weeks off?
We have 2 weeks off. It's not until the 20-something that the race in France is.
2 weeks off and then a triple header.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's good at least.
Yeah. So I will be... So 20-something, I'm going back to Maryland.
It is the weekend of the 20th. So it's only 2 weeks.
Is it? Okay, so it's 2 weeks off and then a triple header.
No, it's this weekend off, then the next week.
It's this week and then the next week. It's the weekend of the following week.
Okay.
I do have. I sense the gist that you're trying to wrap this up here. I do have one.
No.
Spicy piece of news here that I will share with you.
Throw me the spice.
According to multiple sources, Nikita Mazepin's F1 career might be cut short due to mandatory Russian military service that he has yet to serve, according to none other but his father, Dmitry Mazepin.
Yeah. That seems like a convenient excuse.
And my conjecture on the story is Mazepin Sr. is making this up, so Junior leaves F1, quote-unquote, gracefully, and Senior doesn't have to buy Haas anymore like he was rumored to, because he knows his son sucks ass.
I think, if you really want to, I think that it's saving face.
Yep.
It's been, who's the team that was rumored to be buying Haas other than, it was another American racing team.
It was, Rich Hendricks, yeah.
Rich Hendricks. I think that Nikita Mazepin's dad put a lot of money into the team to get him in there, and then realized that it's not doing his son any favors.
Realized that he's still a minute behind fucking Mick Schumacher.
And we didn't even get into this. I don't know how we didn't bring this up. There was the move down the straight where Mazepin tried to block Schumacher super late.
Super dangerously.
And Mick Schumacher went fucking ballistic over team radio, saying he's trying to fucking kill me, and he's an idiot, and what the fuck. And it was bad enough that Gunther Steiner had to come out and say, we've resolved this and we're moving on.
Yeah.
I think, hot take, it's not really, it's probably a mild take. I think Nikita Mazepin's not in the team next year.
Oh yeah, I think you're 100% right.
I think at best case scenario for Mazepin, I think he gets to try the new formula, maybe. Just to see. I don't think so. But I would highly doubt it, because at this point
I think he's lucky to see the end of the year.
His Russian dad is sitting there going, wow, you're an international embarrassment. And
I'm pissing away a lot of money for you not to be good at all.
Yeah. $20 million is what he invested? Something like that?
Yeah.
So if you're Gunther Steiner, that really takes that fixes the problem.
Yeah.
Because you got Mick Schumacher money coming in.
And then you're going to have a Fittipaldi that would come in. So you've got name recognition in that. I mean, yeah, it's no Schumacher, but it's still the grandson of Emerson fucking Fittipaldi.
Yeah. So I don't think that it's a necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a great thing if Mazepin leaves, because at the end of the day, nobody likes him.
Nobody likes him. Nobody in the paddock likes him.
He's not
no
good.
Fan likes him.
He's got no fan base sales as far as merchandise goes, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, who are we gonna predict to go last? I mean, I love my dependable.
I mean, it'll just be Emerson Fittipaldi. I mean, it's not like Haas is going to get better. Just there's going to be no Nikita Mazepin.
We are shitting all over Mazepin, but Mazepin did finish ahead of Lewis Hamilton. This weekend.
He did.
Therefore, ergo, he is better at driving than Lewis.
Mazepin, World Driver Champion 2022.
Mazepin gets Bottas' seat when it opens
Mazepin
up.
to Mercedes 2022.
Yeah.
Yep, Mazepin to Mercedes after the summer break.
Yeah.
Mid-season.
George Russell, you're out. It's Nikita.
George Russell to Haas.
It's Nikita's Mazepin's time to shine.
George Russell to Haas.
Yikes.
And then Latifi takes over Stroll's position in Aston Martin.
No. It's a straight swap Bottas for Mazepin.
Yeah.
No. Bottas becomes reserve driver.
Mazepin gets adopted by Lawrence Stroll and takes Vettel's spot.
Yes. It's Aston Martin Mazepin Racing.
Yeah.
With Nikita Mazepin and Lawrence Stroll.
The Aston Martin douchebags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Aston Martin,
Aston
billionaire
Martin, Michael Kors, Mazepin Racing.
It's instantly the least likable team on the grid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
That'd be terrible.
That'd be
I'm
hilarious.
gonna be sick just talking about this. Let's wrap this up.
That'd be funny as shit.
Get this shit out of my mouth.
So yeah, as we've determined,
Mazepin Stroll.
we've got some teams or some teams. Jesus Christ, we got some time off.
A little bit, just a week.
So we're gonna have to preview. We're going to have to preview France. I can think of a lot of things I'd rather do, but we're gonna have to preview France.
Question is, how many of you guys actually watched the races of France before?
Oh, I watch every race.
I won't be happy about it.
I watch Spain.
It'll be on my TV.
I'm gonna do my usual. Actually, no, I'll still be here. I'm gonna do my usual. Wake up, turn it on, and if nothing seems like it's happening, I'm gonna go to sleep and then I'll watch the highlights. Because I don't know about. I feel like I'm fairly dedicated, but if I wake up at 5:30 in the morning ish to watch a boring fucking race on a Sunday morning.
Well, if it's France, that's going to be UK time. UK time is
8 o'clock.
8 for you.
Well, it'll be a
6.
race.
So I'll be waking up at 5:30 or 5:45.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah.
To get coffee going and get out into the living room and put my contacts in and fucking do all the shit.
Fucking old man over here.
Oh, dude,
Jesus
I don't even
Christ.
put my contacts in. You can leave the glasses on, bro.
My glasses are fucked, but that's
Jesus fuck.
story.
Old man's got to get his coffee and everything.
Oh,
blah, blah,
you're
blah.
busy
You're a
doing
fucking pilot.
Do you set your TiVo?
Buy some glasses,
Vince?
I even have glasses that still work, and I don't make any money.
Hang on, wait a minute. Vince, you're gonna give me this kind of shit calling me old, where you do the crossword and you have a library card, and
I actually don't have a library
TiVo
card.
things.
Yeah, TiVo's fantastic.
It's not 2006 anymore, mate.
It's not. Yeah.
TiVo, watch things on demand. They don't TiVo.
TiVo and on demand's the same fucking thing.
No,
they just
it's
changed
not.
the name.
It's not. It's not.
How?
You stream it on demand. They don't record it to a separate
I don't want to have to
set-top
fucking
box.
deal with the fucking internet.
I don't want to have to deal with that damn internet.
We should have
Fuck
died
that.
in Y2K.
Jesus.
Fucking cable, man.
The peak.
We're supposed to take over.
Jesus Christ. I don't
Oh, I
have to...
figured out you can get a one-way pager, and the service can be for about $150 a year.
What?
We got really drunk after the race. And all of us were like...
Wait. Why would you ever want a pager?
What's a one-way pager going to do for you?
You get the beep. Jesus Christ, Braden, do you not know how pagers work?
No.
I know. I know
I'm a
how.
millennial.
I know
Those
how.
were obsolete
I
by the
know
time
how.
I was in a cell phone market.
I know how pagers work because my cousin was a contractor and he had one.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the last. I mean, that was like right. I mean, I was a kid, and that was right before cell phones were a thing. It was like the last. It was like a Motorola pager or some shit like that.
My knowledge of beepers comes from watching like the first season of Scrubs when they had beepers.
Or like The Wire.
In like 2003.
Oh, The Wire.
I didn't watch The Wire.
Yeah, You've never seen The Wire?
It's before my time.
The
Are
Wire.
you fucking kidding me?
Wire
You're
isn't
from
allowed-
Baltimore. You're from
I'm
Baltimore.
from Baltimore. I
You
wasn't
should watch
allowed
The
to
Wire.
watch inappropriate things when I was a
You should
child, and I
watch The
haven't
Wire.
watched it.
You should watch The Wire. Get your fucking
Really,
life
it's
together.
the best show ever.
It is
Apparently, it's the best
amazing.
show ever.
It's incredible. It's killer.
I haven't watched a lot of incredible things.
But
Have
you should watch The Wire.
Sopranos?
Oh, I've not watched The Sopranos.
Ah,
Full disclosure.
I have not watched any of the Godfather movies.
What?
Oh, Jesus. What the fuck?
What? How have you
Well,
not seen The Godfather?
Keep rattling shit off. I'm sure I haven't seen it.
Well, Vince,
Scarface?
you weren't. No, wait.
What? No!
Vince, you weren't here when he told me earlier. So you know how he sent that message. This is a tangent. If you're done, we're done with F1 stuff. You can log off now. But
Yeah, fuck this.
He was telling me earlier.
It's a bonus for a Patreon.
You know how he sent that message to the group chat about Saving Private Ryan? He was making Meg watch it.
Yeah.
This motherfucker has never seen Saving Private Ryan on DVD. He's only seen it on TV when they play it on like USA or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's still one of my favorite movies, but I saw
half the fucking movie.
Apparently, and I learned that.
Jesus
I learned that I missed half the movie.
Have you even seen Blade?
No.
Oh my fuck! I'm
You've
done.
Not seen Blade?
Jesus fuck! You are a fucking millennial. Go suck
Wait. Just rattle them off. Just common movies that everyone's seen.
The Mummy.
No.
Great movie.
Whoa.
No, let Braden pick and choose what he wants to tell us.
I haven't seen The Matrix.
Oh fuck!
What the fuck?
I don't know what I haven't seen. So if you rattle off things that you've seen, I can tell you what I haven't.
Lord of the Rings.
I think I've seen the Twin Towers once when I was like 7. I've not seen the full trilogy.
Oh my god.
Twin Towers, motherfucker.
Two Towers, whatever.
2 Towers. I know you've seen Star Wars because I know you're a very big Star Wars fan.
So wait a second. You will watch the original Star Wars from the 70s, but not the fucking Godfather, which was like the masterpiece of the decade.
Molto bene. No, I can't believe you. The Godfather's a fantastic movie.
You haven't seen Scarface?
Nope.
Training Day?
Nope.
What the fuck?
Bad Boys.
I've seen Bad Boys. I love Bad Boys.
Bad Boys 2.
Boys 2.
I've seen 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Lethal Weapon?
Nope.
2?
Nope.
3 or 4?
None of the Lethal Weapons.
Holy Terminators?
Nope.
Oh,
what the fuck?
You've never seen
Die Hard
Terminator?
1. Die Hard's the only one that I've seen of Die Hard.
What?
I watch that movie every year. It's a Christmas movie.
Rambo.
Never seen any Rambo movies.
What?
Oh my god.
Rocky?
You've never seen Rocky.
More shit to be
Never seen Rocky. I don't give a shit about Sylvester Stallone.
It's a great fucking movie. It's a great series. Come on, you've never seen Rocky square off with Apollo Creed?
Nope.
Clubber Lang?
Oh,
I've used the GIF. I've used the GIF. If he dies multiple times, but I've never seen
the Russian. What was the name of the Russian? I can't think of his name right now.
I do. I know it.
It's
It's Ivan Drago.
Ivan Drago. Yeah. Drago. Yeah. If he dies, he dies.
He dies.
Karate Kid.
Nope.
Fuck me.
Jesus.
You're kidding me.
Princess Bride.
No, Meg loves.
Classic fucking movie. One of my favorite movies of all time, Princess Bride.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
What?
What the fuck?
I had a huge crush on Jessica Rabbit as a kid.
Yeah, everyone from the 90s did, bud.
Yeah, well.
Is that the one with the big tits?
Yes. Space Jam.
I've seen Space Jam.
Oh my god, I was about to just fucking leave if you hadn't seen that.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta be pulling my fucking leg. There's no way you haven't seen these movies.
Not.
You uncultured
I was a deprived
swine.
child.
Motherfucker, you're
an adult. You can watch whatever you want. You're an adult. Now.
I have a wife with ADHD that can't sit down. I just got her to watch Saving Private Ryan yesterday. I can't watch movie. I don't have time to watch movie.
Close the door behind you and watch The Godfather tonight.
Good lord. Did you see Rush, by the way? The Formula One?
I have seen Rush. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
Have you seen Pitch Black?
I haven't seen that.
Oh wow, Jesus, guys, come on.
What about wait, did you say you have
Meet
seen
the Fockers?
Top Gun?
I've seen Top Gun. I love Top Gun. I've seen Top Gun multiple times. What a shit movie. I've seen bits and pieces of Meet the Fockers. I haven't seen it beginning to end.
What about
And only on TV?
Huh?
And only on TV?
No, I've seen that on DVD.
What about like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or Family Vacation?
Nope.
Animal House?
Animal House.
I've seen Van Wilder. The only National Lampoon movie I watched is Van Wilder.
Have you seen Deadpool?
I've seen Deadpool. I love Deadpool.
Okay. You're gonna have to explore this at a later time because
it's cult classics that I've seen most recent movies, but I have not seen like, the classic movies.
Back to the Future.
I've seen Back to the Future 1 and 2, yeah.
You know there's a third, right?
I've not seen the third because I wasn't excited about the second, so I didn't bother seeing the third.
The third one's actually pretty good. In my opinion, I think it's good. They go back in time.
Do you even remember the original Fast and Furious?
Wait, Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I've seen all the Indiana Jones. I've seen all the Fast and Furious multiple times.
Is that only because that the newer ones came out past 2010?
The Fast and Furious?
Well, those franchises in general.
No, I've watched all those. My dad was fans of those, so I had Fast and Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious growing up, and then I became a car guy by the time Tokyo Drift came out.
Right, I'm just very curious because, John, if you've noticed, he's only mentioned franchises that rekindled after the 2010.
Yeah, no, I picked up on that.
Jesus Christ!
You gotta watch movies, bud.
I watched all the prequel, I watched the Star Wars, the original ones, because my dad was a fan. I watched all the prequels in theaters when they came out, so I've been an OG Star Wars fan.
He is a big Star Wars fan. I'll give him that. I can't believe you.
Have you ever seen Blade Runner?
No.
Oh, fuck this. I'm Vince and I'm out. Jesus fucking Christ.
If you want to get on social media and tell Braden what a fucking cunt he is
for tell me what a massive cunt I am, you can hit us up
uncultured swine.
At
what
Slamming Gears F1 on Twitter. Our YouTube is SGSB F1 Podcast for the video version of the podcast. I will definitely be uploading this one because this one is a spicy meatball. I'm sure that's a quote from a movie I've never seen before. And if you're old school, if you're like Vince, you want to send us an email, slamminggearshiftingbeers@gmail.com. If you want to watch me play video games, which we're getting super late, I don't even know if I'm going to stream tonight. I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at twitch.tv/F410V Reisner X. So description will be, a link for that will be in the description as well.
Good deal.
Gentlemen?
If you want a little bit more of us bullshitting back and forth, telling Braden what a fucking chump he is for not seeing classic movies. Good. Wait.
If you want the full complete list that I will have to compile.
I got
the John Wall.
I got two more. Untouchables.
Which one's that? I've seen the Expendables. What's the Untouchables?
Oh God, no, he hasn't seen it.
No, you haven't seen it. Fuck.
And then Casino.
The other one, Goodfellas.
No.
Oh Jesus, fuck.
I've seen Casino Royale.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I've seen Wedding Crashers.
If you like this kind of content, we're considering making a Patreon where we could discuss further all the videos and movies and classic things that Vince that Braden's completely missed out on, and how Vince is an old man, and that I don't know what you want to know about me.
All the stuff.
All the things. Hooligans. Yeah, then let us know if you're interested in that sort of thing, and maybe I'll just make one anyways. I've been saying I'm going to do that, but maybe I actually will.
Yeah, we've been saying that
for a while now. But next time you hear from us, we'll be previewing France. Unfortunately. And maybe something interesting will happen within the next week or so. Bottas gets kicked to the curb, and
Braden fucking
watches something interesting, and Toto Wolff's going to be driving the car. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But until then, I'm John.
I'm Vince.
I'm Braden.
All right, we'll see you later.
See you.
See you.